Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Dr. Vibe here on the Morning Vibe, as always, saying, hope you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. It is September 9th, ending the first week of school for many people. Hope you are doing fine, keeping blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Again, Dr. Vibe, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe show. Also, 2022 Best News Podcast Award winner and 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers that is sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And again, most people saying, where's Ryan? Where's Ryan? Well, Ryan will be with us in a bit. He's scheduled to be with us in a bit because it is back to school time now. He has to drop his kids off in the morning. So he should be with us in the next 20-25 minutes. So I'm going hand solo for the first few minutes, but you know what? The show must go on. So I'm just going to, first of all, welcome to everyone who's watching live or on the replay. It's appreciated and not taken for granted. And hey, it's a little bit of an open grab bag today. Anything you want to chat about, I got some things I may want to chat about, but if you have some things you want to have a conversation about by putting in the comments wherever you're watching this, especially live, put in comments and we'll have a conversation about it. I guess the big news out right now is the death of Queen Elizabeth II. And it's very interesting being in the media, looking all the different perspectives of it. Of course, there are people who are very much in love with the monarchy and what they do and all they're all about. And then you have another group of people saying, well, you know, sorry that she has passed away, but the royal family represents a lot of exploitation, especially of people of color around the world. So it's been very interesting to see the news coverage in regards to what's going on with the death of Queen Elizabeth. Myself, I'm sort of about it. It's one of those things that, I think just personal thing, I think the time for the monarchy has come and gone. It's probably, we have to move on from that. And there are some questionable things that the monarchy did in its time, especially when it comes to people of color, that I don't know if they've apologized for. Like, I know the Pope a few months ago came to Canada and apologized for the Catholic Church's treatment of Indigenous people. I don't know if there's ever been an apology by the royal family and some of their treatment of people of color. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but would love to get your perspectives on that. And I do see that someone's in here this morning. And yeah, share it out. And also just wanting to know, we haven't done this in a while, just what do you want to talk about? Are there any things that you'd like to see us doing on the Morning Vibe? Are there any stories, any people we should be bringing to the platform? I will just do a program alert. Yeah, coming up on this Monday show, Janice and Marie from the Foodpreneur Lab will be back on their monthly segment, Beyond Jerk, Reclaiming the Food for the Diaspora. And what they're going to be talking about this Monday is reclaiming the farm table, how the term excludes Black farmers and the current farm conditions for migrant workers. And there has been some press coverage recently, or some outlets are talking about the state of how migrant workers are being treated on the farms. And it's interesting, a few months ago, it was about a month ago, I I did share, and I think Ryan also went to. I went to a farm about a 45 minutes drive from where I live, and I had never gone to a farm to pick strawberries. I thought, okay, let's go. And to go through the motions, but I had an incredible time. The strawberries, there's nothing like picking those strawberries and just tasting them so fresh. You don't feel like, oh, there's chemicals in them. More interesting though is I had the time to speak with one of the workers there, and he is from Jamaica, and he has been working on that farm for 17 years. So every summertime he comes up from Jamaica and works on this farm for 17 years. And we didn't get into too deep of a conversation about, the conditions there, but I do have his contact information, and I look forward to go up before winter comes, because he did tell me around September is apple season, and I love fresh apples. So I'm looking forward to making another trip out there in the very near future, and maybe I can get from firsthand, from from the front line, so to speak, what's going on in regards to farm conditions. So that's coming up this Monday. We're going to be talking about reclaiming the farm table. I'll just put it up here again. Reclaiming the farm table, how the term excludes Black farmers, and the current farm conditions for migrant workers. So this is a monthly series, Reclaiming the Table, but Beyond the Jerk, Reclaiming the Food for the Diaspora, with Janice and Marie from Foodpreneur Lab. And the first conversation we had was amazing. We're talking about lunchbox stories, because it was a few weeks ago and was getting close to back to school time. And we shared some of the things we carried for lunch back when we were younger, and some of the stuff we do, some of the stuff we have go to for lunch also. So just welcoming people. I see people are coming in. So feel free, whatever platform you're on, to say hello, give you a shout out, or do some comments. And another interesting story, and this is an ongoing story that's going on, especially in the world of Black Canada. A gentleman named Chris Hannay, and we've actually had him on the show before. He's a writer for the Globe and Mail, one of Canada's national newspapers. He has just written another installment in regards to Black entrepreneurs and the Black entrepreneur loans story, and it continues to be, let's just say, a challenge. A lot of Black entrepreneurs are not happy with the loan program. They're saying they're not getting loans. And this is Chris's latest story from Globe and Mail. And he's basically saying that he did some more reporting, and some of the organizations there, banks, are saying that, you know what? A lot of these people who want loans are not loan ready. They're not prepared. Their businesses aren't loan ready to get a loan from their institution. So there's a number of organizations out there, one of them being the Black Opportunity Fund, that is helping or assisting Black entrepreneurs to get loan ready. I'm just going to go quickly. So I'm just going to look at this article quickly. And let's see. Yeah, so one of the people that's quoted in the article is Austin Walters. He's the Senior Director of Client Strategy at CIBC and lead on their Black Entrepreneur Lending Program. I actually had him on another one of my programs talking about this. No, I think he was on this program talking about it. I'm not sure. I do so many conversations. He said they're saying CIBC has been learning and adjusting its program over the past 8 months in response to feedback from applicants. For example, he said the bank is looking at extending the length of its working capital loan and is allowing participants to pay only interest in the first year. Another gentleman that we've had on this platform, Craig Wellington, who is the executive director of the Black Opportunity Fund, which is a nonprofit to help Black business owners, especially Black entrepreneurs, said his group's goal is to identify barriers that are preventing Black business owners from getting funding and help them overcome those problems. And I'm reading from the article here. Progress on the bank's programs may appear slow, he said, but it is only because of the time required to work with entrepreneurs to make sure their businesses are at a stage where they can make the best use of finances. He said many business owners have applied for funding before they were ready, and that was only part of the reason for the high rejection rate for the government-funded Black Entrepreneurship Loan Fund. He said he is also seeing banks make changes, such as in some instances waiving the personal guarantees required by borrowers borrowers, and that is one barrier more statistically likely to affect Black business owners because of a lower rate of home ownership. So just want to know if anyone's had any feedback in regards to that loan program. If you're an entrepreneur, have you applied for the loan program? If you have, what has been any of the loan programs that are out there from the banks? If you have, what has been the process? What has been the response? If you haven't, why haven't you applied? Is there a reason? There could be reasons why you don't want to apply. So just like to get your feedback on that. So we are, again, checking out things on the Morning Vibe, just taking a look at the different things that are going on in the world. So we'll click out of that. I guess since the last time, we did a replay on Monday because it was Labor Day. But since we last talked, Serena Williams, I guess, has somewhat officially retired. She had a match, her last match at the U.S. Open last Friday, I believe. And an incredible career, 25 years involved in tennis. What are your thoughts on Serena Williams? Great, not so great? Great tennis player, questionable in regards to some of her stuff as a human being. Would love to get your feedback on that. Also, for those sports fans, heavy sports fans, the NFL season has started. So the National Football League, let me get my collar right here. Caller's playing games on me today, folks. It's playing games on me, but we're okay. We're all right. We'll figure it out. But the National Football League has started, and those people who are into NFL football, the Buffalo Bills won last night. Fairly convincing win that they had against the Super Bowl champions. So those are some of the things we're talking about. Anyone have any things they'd like to comment about? Would love to get your takes on whatever you think is going on. Okay, so Rodney Kellum, good. Thank you for your feedback. So Rodney Kellum, I'm just checking out Facebook. How are the Black Canadians feeling about the Queen's death? Good question. Indifferent, Rodney. I'd say indifferent. As I said, she was part of the monarchy, and a lot of Blacks have a lot of angst in regards to the monarchy. They feel that, again, as I said earlier on, they've been repressive, especially with some of the colonization they've done throughout the world, especially in Africa. So I think that's, so the few people I've spoken so far, that's their response. Yeah, okay, whatever. They're saying, yeah, she's died. So they haven't really had much. They're indifferent. I think more, okay, she's passed away, etc. Good morning, Serena Wills on the Facebook side. Happy to see you. How are things with you, Serena? Give your comments. As always, we appreciate them. Happy to see you. Anyone else? Sort of open for a bit. I'm speaking that Ryan's going to be with us in the next few minutes. But what do you want to talk about? The Queen's death? Is there anything you'd like to see on the Morning Vibe that you would anything you'd like to see on the Morning Vibe that we're not doing? Do you like what we're doing? Do you not like what we're doing? Please tell us. Be appreciated. Would be appreciated. How is for those parents out there? How is back to school for you so far? First week is ending. What's been going on in the world of school and education? Because we do have a worldwide audience. I know Serena is from the DC, Virginia area. We also have, I'm sure, some people from Canada. How has school been so far? Not only for your kids, but you as a parent. That's been on a number of conversations helping parents this week get adjusted back to school, and especially get adjusted to school in person for their children. So how are you handling that? How's it going in the first week? Okay, so Serena Wills is chatting here. So a few things. First things first. So Serena says where she is in the States, they've ended week 3 today. Their first day was August 22nd. So they're way ahead of the game in Toronto, or the Toronto area where we're based. We're just ending our first week right now. So how's that first week going, Serena? And then also another thing, one of our good friends, Ray from the McMillan Group, she actually took action and spoke with Ray. And Ray is great in regards to helping people with mortgages and financing. And I'll read her quote verbatim. I spoke to Ray the other day. Please bring him back, maybe a monthly visit with him. So Serena, your wish is our command. Ray is going to be with us, I believe, a week from today, and he's going to start monthly visits to the Morning Vibe, talking about mortgages, housing, etc. So Serena, first of all, hope you and your son are doing fine, especially with a new school year. Second of all, thank you so much for taking action, because you did say when Ray was on the last time that you would get in touch with him, and you took the action, and we're very happy that you had a great conversation with him. And third of all, yes, Ray is going to start being on, I believe, the third Friday of each month. Ray is going to be on the Morning Vibe. So your wish is our command. So definitely we're going to have Ray on. And as we're talking about that, we're also, so I'm just reading her comments. Depending on what part of the country you're in the United States, you start at different times. Further south started the first week of August. New York City Public Schools started yesterday. So staggered school times all over North America. And she's also happy to say, yay, he was incredibly helpful the other day. Taking more action today. I have homework to give him. What? That is impressive. So this is what we do here, family. We provide you people to help level you up, to take action. So perfect example, Serena. Oh, so Ray here is. So Ray is saying, good morning. I find it ironic there's so much angst against the monarchy, but Black Africans and Caribbean folk migrate by the plane to a place and a system whose whole history they despise. Interesting. Very, very interesting comment, Ray. Very, very interesting comment. So Ray is basically saying, a lot of people have angst against the monarchy, but many people who are Black and Caribbean go to a place and system a system who they despise. Very good comment. And by the way, Ray, hope you are doing fine, and I hope you heard the comments that I just shared Serena made about you on our Facebook page. So excellent stuff. So yeah, it seems that is what are other people thinking about? What is your response about the Queen, the monarchy, etc., etc.? I see that Jamaica's having, I think, I don't know what they called it, 12 days of recognition, 12 days of mourning because of the Queen's passing away. Very, very interesting stuff. Other show alerts I want to talk to you about. We, starting next month, are going to have once a month visits by a lady named Leslie McEwen. She has been on the Morning Vibe in the past, and she has 30 years of practical experience in regards to Blacks and mental health. So we've been coordinating to get her on monthly. So starting next month, I believe the fourth Friday of each month, we're going to have Leslie McEwen on talking about mental health. So that's more things that we have coming up, serving to you. And we take a gauge on what subjects bring the most engagement to our audience. So as most of you know, if you don't, we have Wayne Harris talking about money matters, the first Friday of each month. We have Ray McMillan coming up third Friday of each month. That's happening. And then we have Leslie McEwen talking about mental health starting next month. I think we have it's got Friday next month. It isn't exactly the 4th because of her schedule, but we have her on every month. And we have here Ray saying, thanks, Serena. Appreciate your kind words. Looking forward to further conversation and working with you towards your real estate goals. Fabulous. This is when people say, why do you do what you do? This is a perfect example. When two individuals who didn't know each other through what we do here come together and help each other out, uplift. And big ups to Ray, big ups to Serena. Serena's been a very, very supportive person in my online stuff for many of years. And actually, Serena's going to be coming on later on this month on the Dr. Vibe show, talking about I believe it's ovarian cancer. Correct me if I'm wrong, Serena, but it's going to be about ovarian cancer. Let's go. Serena says, I will be invited to the housewarming, Dr. Vibe. Well, that's just it sounds like something's cooking with you and Ray in regards to you doing some house stuff. That is phenomenal. That, oh man, I could end the conversation right now, but I'm waiting for Ryan, by the way. So that is so cool. What else is up, people? Actually, I haven't read too much in the details, but Kanye West and I believe P. Diddy are suing Adidas in regards to funds and things like that. So they are suing Adidas. So I don't have the details of the story, but I'm thinking about going forward because going forward for the next little while school's on, Ryan will not be able to come in until about 20 to 30 minutes in the hour. So I'm thinking maybe what I'll do to introduce our first part of the conversation when we don't have a scheduled guest like a Janice and Marie or a Ray or a Wayne or a Lesline is I'll just take some stories from the internet and just put them up there and get your commentary on them. What are your thoughts about that? So I'm just trying that out because, or we could start earlier or start later. Not sure, but what I'm thinking about right now is just talking about stories on the internet and get you to give your commentary on them. What are your thoughts about that approach? Yes, Serena's right. Yes, ovarian cancer awareness. We have myself and Serena going to be chatting near the end of this month on that. And then she also says Ryan is invited to the housewarming party. I'll hold you to that. I will hold you to that. That is good stuff. Latanya. Oh, okay. Miss Hussein has a comment here. To respond to Ray, they have robbed the world of its resources. So why not move to where it is being held and supporting their economies? No reparations to date, and the economic state of the country's robbed still exists within a bureaucratic system polarized by poverty. Okay. So Ms. Hussein is saying, why not move to where it is being held and supporting their economies? So Ray, looking forward to your response on that. Very interesting. So another, I say, a response to Ray's earlier point about, as Ray was saying here, he finds it ironic that there's so much angst against the monarchy, but Black Africans and Caribbean folk migrate by the plane to a place in a system whose history they despise. So Ray, what do you have to say to that response? Looking forward to your typing here. Very, very interesting. As I said, a lot of different sides to the coin in regards to the passing away of the Queen and the monarchy royal family. I think there's probably a little bit of a different response from non-melanated individuals compared to melanated individuals when it comes to the royal family. So looking forward to some more responses here. Let me just take a look and see where Ryan Knight is at. Yes, he says he'll be in around 9:30 in the morning. So hopefully in the next few minutes he's going to jump in. But we have a really good conversation topic going on in regards to the monarchy and the Queen passing away. What are your thoughts? And again, another reminder, coming up on this Monday's show, Janice and Marie from Foodpreneur Lab will be back for the monthly segment, Beyond the Jerk, Reclaiming the Food Diaspora. And they will be talking about reclaiming the farm table, how the term excludes Black farmers and the current farm conditions for migrant workers. Okay, I see there is some comments coming in here. All right. Good morning, Klein Risper. Excellent. Hayden says Serena Williams is simply the GOAT. Her impact on tennis is unrivaled. Yeah, I think definitely her impact on tennis is unrivaled. I will agree with that. She is amazing. Funny enough, she did win 23 Grand Slam titles as a woman. Now, the record is held by Margaret Court, who has 24. And Margaret Court was sort of saying that Serena's never acknowledged her. She was critical about Serena after her last month's match, saying she hardly gave any sort of recognition to the person who she beat. So she didn't really have a lot of good things to say about Serena. So here we go here. So Ray in response says, in response, not disputing the robbing of and all the socioeconomic issues the system created, but how does migrating provide a solution? Wouldn't staying where you are and building be more purposeful? Good, interesting point. Interesting point. So what do you have to say in response, Ms. Hussein, to Ray's comment? What do you have to say in response in regards to the Queen and the royal family, and how should people of color deal with not only the death of Queen Elizabeth, but also the monarchy? So looking forward to the response. Looking forward to it. So we've got a little bit of a conversation going on. Seems to be our hot topic today. So just looking to see what it's all about, what's going on. And welcome. The star of the show is here.
Right.
The star of the show. Good morning.
Good day, brother. How goes it?
Outstanding. What's going on with you?
Got to drop off the kiddos, have our nice little walk. That's always refreshing for the day.
Nice. Get some exercise in.
Absolutely. Actually, I got to get better at just walking around the block every so often. Yeah.
Cool. So how's your week been? It's been a little while since we've had you on screen. We didn't broadcast on Monday because of Labor Day.
Yeah. The week has been, I feel productive, but not overwhelmed. So, yeah, a lot of, I would say, loose ends, kind of wrapping those up.
Nice.
But getting to pre-plan, that is new for our organization when we have an event happening in December, which is our 5-year anniversary. So we're like 3 months out actually planning for it and putting things in place. So it feels a lot less stressful than the 2-week dash that we typically do. And our symposium is happening in February. So again, starting the planning for that now. And then the conference in June, we had the first steering committee meeting yesterday. So yeah, I feel so much more organized and not overwhelmed and stressed.
Well, when I was younger, we had an old, was it RCA or Zenith television, old wooden one. Yeah, that goes back. And on top of it, my dad had a little card say, plan ahead.
Yes. There's a saying I like, don't let your lack of planning be my emergency. I think it was, I was like, I'm stealing that. I like that so much.
There you go. Well, let's do a reset for those who don't know. Go ahead and introduce yourself. We already have a conversation going on about the Queen Elizabeth passing away out there, so there's heavy conversation about it, but introduce yourself and we'll jump on it.
Oh, absolutely. And yes, for those that see me jump in and don't know who I am, my name is Ryan Knight, one of the co-founders of the Afro-Caribbean Business Network. So we work with entrepreneurs of African and Caribbean heritage, really to figure out what stage their business is in today, and then help them create a strategy to grow their companies exponentially. I'm an entrepreneur myself. I run a company called Detailing Nights. So we provide mobile waterless car cleaning. So we go to people's houses or their offices, clean their car on the spot without water, and our plant-based, eco-friendly cleaning supplies. And you'll see I'm usually rocking my PACU shirt. It stands for the Pan-African Credit Union. So if you want to see a Black-led and Black-serving financial institution come into being, definitely go to pacu.ca and show your support by pledging, because their application is in. So now it's for the community to show our support by pledging our dollars and getting part ownership of this credit union. So yes.
Okay. So I'm just catching up on a few things. So I told people that going forward, at least during the school year, you'll be coming in around halfway through the first hour, because you got to take that
Fridays, walk. Yeah.
Just Fridays or Monday and Fridays?
Just Fridays.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just Fridays. So not a bad thing because most Fridays we're gonna have people going. Probably, especially after the end of this month, we're gonna have at least 2 of those Fridays. We're gonna have people on. So I'll update you on some things that been going on. I told people that on Monday, and this will be a reset for people who are coming in later or watching this on replay. I told people on Monday we've got Janice and Marie back from Foodpreneur Lab. They're going to be back about doing their monthly segment Beyond Jerk, reclaiming the food and diaspora. They're going to be talking about reclaiming the farm table, how the term excludes Black farmers and the current farm conditions for migrant workers. And I did tell how you and I went to the same farm to pick strawberries, and the majority of workers, if not all the workers, looked like us.
Absolutely.
And then I told people, I just bounce around, just get some highlighted stories that have crossed my alleged mind over the last few days. Everything from Serena Williams retiring to and it's funny, and some good news. Our Serena that we have here, Serena Wills from the DMV, she had a chance to talk with Ray McMillan.
Excellent. Yes.
And it went out really well. And so she's told us she is going to invite us in the future to the house opening.
Okay.
So
so when you say DMV, that's what DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah. Yes.
That area of states.
So that's going on. And Serena, I will read your comment on the Facebook platform saying, this is when the haters come out. The haters will hate because she's a goat. There's 2 sides to every story. She's also said just Serena and Venus's impact period is impactful. I also spent a little bit of time showing on the screen Chris Henne's latest story that we talked about the other day.
Hey, hold on, just before we get to that, are people still hating on Serena Williams? Like, has that not been put to bed? Like, how you can't argue with this woman's accomplishments, period, bar none.
Okay,
so I need to meet this person that is
okay. So you may have some pushback on me. Athletically, I think she's great, but I think she held on too long. But again,
she was in the finals just last year.
Hold on a second. She has not won a major championship for 4.5 years, and she was in a lot of finals. And she wasn't winning, and she was beginning to lose in first round and second round. And I know, and you know what? This is my caveat. I know when you're an athlete, it's hard to let go at times. For example, here's a perfect example: Tom Brady.
But he took the team to the playoffs last year. So this is where people think so.
Like the Serena thing, and I was a long-time Serena fan, but the time I saw her decline start, don't know if people remember, but she played in the Canadian Open about 3 or 4 years ago, and she lost to a lady Bianca Ionescu, and ever since then, she hasn't been the same. Now, hey, kudos to her, and all it's up. Now, outside of tennis, I have some questions, but we're not going to bring them up here because I just
this is where I would say she lost to Bianca in the Canadian Open, but met her again in the U.S. Open final. Sure, she lost, but that's what I'm saying. The bar that we're
Serena,
using for her.
Okay, so Serena, again, I'm just allegedly, people like Serena, Tiger Woods, it's all about the big championships.
But I would say Tiger Woods is a different story though, because Tiger Woods, like, serious injuries that he was trying to play through, and I would say more for the actual sport than him like wanting to actually come back and actually play at a high level. Because he snuck in. He still snuck in a Masters.
True.
This is where people that are struggling are still at a high level.
That's what I'm saying. People who are at that, people like the Serenas and the Tiger Woods, they're at such a high level.
Yeah.
Right.
And like you said, Serena, Tom Brady too.
Yeah. Our Serena. So Serena's saying, get your plane tickets ready, Dr. Vibe and Ryan. She's also saying, yep, they are still hating on her, Ryan. Stop the madness. What people aren't taking into consideration that she's only 40. So to retire now, I believe, is great. But they started so young. Fully agree. Like Serena's 25 years in tennis and plus, taking some time off. to have a baby,
Right.
winning a championship, the Australian
While
Open, which was
pregnant.
4 months pregnant.
Like, what are
But
we talking about?
so that was one of the things there.
Yeah.
Incredible athlete. I think one of the greatest of all time, regardless of sport. To just 25, and if you look at her match record, she won, I'm gonna say, at least 90% of the matches she played in. That
Wow.
is
That's
ridiculous.
unbelievable. That's amazing.
It's just ridiculous, her record. I'm actually gonna look it up right now.
And I'd be so curious. I'm really excited to see what the next chapter of her life looks like. Because, like you said, she's only 40. So really, she's like halfway through life. So another 40 years of Serena putting her mind toward, and I think she had hinted that it's her VC, like her investment firm, that she wants to start leaning into. So the next 4 years, 40 years could be totally magical.
Well, it's going to be really interesting. Like, I'm just trying to look quickly to see if I can career statistics. Okay, like they give you the grand slams and all this. I'm just trying to find out.
Like just the match play.
Man, it just gives you the. I want to find total. Their total record, like 23 titles, 10 runner-ups. It's some really crazy, like she won 90% of her matches, like 90% plus, which is ridiculous. That's truly ridiculous. So we could spend a lot of time read, but the other I talked a little bit about Chris Henay's story, Liz from the Globe and Mail, about the slow loan process.
Yeah, and I would say what troubled me more about the article isn't that it's slow for funds to get out. It's the lack of transparency from these big banks. Now, you asked the question, and he asked it of the ones that he reached out to. Okay, what type of engagement are you seeing? How many people are applying? And how many people are getting through? And none of them could give the number. Like, not one could say, this is how many people applied, this is how many people got through. If that's not the main metric that we're tracking, and that leads to the next question. These programs were created because of systemic barriers in the bank. What are those barriers? Have we even done an investigation to find out why are these programs needed? What's happening at the bank that anti-Black racism is an issue? Nobody's asking that question, and nobody's even answering it. So the article opened up, I'm hoping, people's eyes to how the PR of Black support in the US. There was a big study, I think we touched on it on this show, about the $50 billion promised to the Black community after events like George Floyd happened. How much of that money actually flowed out and actually got to the community? Very little. And now that it's starting to fizzle out. So the hype of those triggering events start to fizzle out now. There's going to be no more announcements, and already the money that was promised before isn't put out. So we need to hold these banks to account.
Well, aren't you part of the process yourself?
Absolutely. And that's what came up in the Face article. So Face now, they get overwhelmed with 16,000 applications, and the ones that aren't good are supposed to go to the ecosystem, which the Afro-Caribbean Business Network, our organization ACBN, is part of. So we're supposed to be the ones getting these entrepreneurs ready to apply for the bank loans. So I guess there's two tracks. One track is when we do get a person ready, and then we send them to these Black entrepreneur loan programs, and it takes so long for them to get through. That's one issue. The other issue is, are they ready? So if they're not ready, that is on us. But a lot of times they're not sending or telling the entrepreneur what's going on. So they're just stuck in limbo. So definitely we have to get better at making sure these entrepreneurs are at that baseline to get approved. But we have to be told who they are and sent their information so that we can work with them.
Okay, so I just found out. I was doing some research on Serena. So her overall record in singles matches: 1,078 wins, 194 losses.
No, my goodness. What is that?
So I'm just going to do a really quick thing. So family, I'm just gonna see the percentage there, because that is out of bounds.
Yes.
Okay, 1272. So we'll get, because there's a main topic. There are people putting in comments. So just give me a second here, folks, because I know.
Nice.
Because of the Queen thing, she won 85% of the matches she played.
Boom. Look at that. Her father knew. His babies are gonna be something special.
Right.
I still have to watch that movie though, King Richard. That is on my list this weekend.
Very, very interesting movie. So you know what? Let's get off Serena. Let's get off the next. So we got to do some catching up. So Fitness IQ Cam, welcome. Hope you're following. Yes. Long time. Yes. Sophia J. just tweeting from LinkedIn. Congratulations, Ryan, on all your recent accomplishments and your upcoming 5-year anniversary. Dr. Tachi from Florida says, good day, everyone. Catch her Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern time on Instagram Live, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Facebook, YouTube. I don't know what so many other platforms, but she hosts the livest conversation about media, tech, and pop culture called Mediascope. Okay. And I cannot forget Curtis, her producer. They do fantastic stuff. And actually, she's always doing fantastic stuff. So any people that we put on screen, family, or say 90% of them, follow them. They're doing really good stuff. They're doing fantastic stuff. So, Brian, I started talking about Queen Elizabeth passing away and the monarchy. So what I'm going to do, and some people, if you've been on for a while, I just want to catch up, Ryan, with some of the comments. So Ray laid down the first comment here saying, I find it ironic that so much angst against the monarchy, but Black Africans and Caribbean folk migrate by the plane to a place and a system whose history they despise. Okay. And then Ms. Hussein basically said, they have robbed the world of its resources, so why not move to where it's being held and supporting their economies? No reparations to date, and the economic state of the countries robbed still exists within a bureaucratic system polarized by poverty. All right, but then Ray went in response, not disputing the robbing and all the social economic issues the system created, but how does migrating provide a solution? Wouldn't staying where you are and building be more powerful? And Ray says, please note, I am English born, but I don't consider myself British to better understand my perspective. Hayden says, let's see, come on. Why isn't it coming here?
Oh,
there. Okay.
It was up for a sec. Yeah.
Okay. Folks in the Caribbean had no choice but to go where their wealth and prosperity was sent to after it was stolen from them. This is a hot topic. We are, Ms. Hussein, we aren't disagreeing. However, the mass corruption is prohibitive and is endemic. Not saying we can't rebuild, but it has to be strategic and cohesive effort for every sector within these societies. Yeah, I'm catching up, folks. I'm going to read you all through. This is what we do here. Hayden, you are making the same comment as the previous person. My question is, how does the continuous brain drain from the Caribbean and Africa provide a solution? Let's get analytical now. Okay. Hayden comes back. Yes. We're finally understanding the impact of a couple of 100 years of enslavement. We're making the positive changes now that will create the generational wealth. We're doing better now. Client Christopher says, King Richard, great movie.
Yes.
Dr. Tachi, loving the conversation thus far. Well, come on and be part of it. And then Serena's impact is so much bigger than the wins and losses. Yes. And Dr. Tachi, yes, this is the same with Africa. So we are fully caught up on all the, just let me check Facebook because, there's stuff. Okay, hold on. Well, here we go. Serena on the Facebook side says, not sure how it works outside the US, but a good show topic would be understanding the credits. Well, she's talking about another show topic, understanding credit score. Ray will be talking about that next week.
Okay, sweet.
All right. And she says, hello, Soror, Dr. Tachi. So they're part of the same fraternity, I believe. Women,
okay.
ladies fraternity in the US. So we are caught up. So Ryan, take a break now. What are your thoughts?
You know, that back and forth was quite interesting because I would ask Ray, and since you're there, Ray, where is the best place for Black people to live in this world? The effect of colonialism is so deep and entrenched. I'm very curious, where is the best place for us to go or be? Is it just staying in your hometown? Because then we'd have to really look into how has the British system, sometimes the French system, sometimes the Dutch system, whoever colonized it, really impacted the economics there. And is it possible to live the life or to actually change the system the way that it needs to be changed? It's so deep, and it's almost like we have to find our headquarters. We have to find, where do we go that we can actually start to shift the full system. I don't know the type of lore. I feel like the Queen was more used as a type of religion, like the way that people in Britain and some around the world too. I saw people crying here in Canada. It's more than just politics. Like, and the movie, the show on Netflix talked about this, where it said what they use the Queen for is that type of divinity. It's like a lure of, like saintism, or godlike. So now that she's gone, will Prince Charles, now that I think he's changed his name to King George VII or something, is he gonna have that same lure that holds people to the monarchy? I don't know.
So just before we go further, for Black women, it's a sorority. So I said fraternity. Black men, it's a fraternity. Black women, it's a sorority. Thank you for the correction, Serena. Interesting enough. Question, pop quiz, people, and a lot more and more as I go in my journey, I relate things to financial.
Right.
So here's the pop quiz. What family is the biggest landowning family in the world?
Oh, landowning. The Rockefellers. The Rothschilds. Oh, wait, you had said it.
The royal family.
Oh, what?
They are the biggest.
I believe it. Yeah.
They are the biggest landowners in the world. Now, the question is, did they acquire the land historically in a very fair manner?
Right. And I think our history books, well, not the ones that blotted out that section. But this, I mean, if we want to get real deep today, in the Bible, a rich person asked Jesus, "What must I do to get into heaven?" And Jesus said, "Give the wealth back." Is the monarchy willing to give the wealth back that they stole? Is any institutions that gained their wealth or built it off slavery, built it off drugs and opium trade, are they willing to give back those gains from illegal? Well, that's where you can't even call it illegal because they wrote the laws. So from ill-gotten means, 99.999% of the time, the answer is no. Perhaps there is a few, but I've never met them or heard about them in the news. So until they're willing to give back that wealth, it's hard to get sympathy from me because they built everything they have off of, like you said, getting it in an ill-gotten way.
And also involved, not in slavery, but I like to call it human trafficking. That's another conversation.
100%,
and
yes.
So Ray says here, where the slave ships dropped us off. If you look at this history of the Caribbean and the U.S., after emancipation, many strong communities were built. Migration was one of the things that destroyed and those communities in response to Ryan's question. Client Whisper says, we all know they didn't get the land, Fairly, Dr. Vi. Come on. Hey, I just put the question out there.
Right.
All right. And then
But
Hayden Morrison said,
yeah,
how much did they pay for all that land? Yeah, that's a
exactly.
good question too. All right. But
If we're
again,
saying, oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
no, go ahead.
So if we're saying the best places for us as Africans to build now and change the system is where the slave ships dropped us off, I would fully push back against that, because all of those islands are still under the colonial banking system. None of them have their own independent economy. So we're talking about using somewhere as headquarters that is still under British rule or French rule. So I don't subscribe that the Caribbean, which in its whole entirety, all of the Caribbean islands together, is the smallest population out of the biggest nation. Out of all the continents, the Caribbean population wise, except for Antarctica, is the smallest. So if that's what we're saying to use as headquarters, I would have to see that game plan. And so
Client Whisperer says Barbados is independent now, 2022.
explain to me what that means, because where does their money go? I haven't seen the exact process of what does independence mean, because a lot of countries have said they have independence. We talk about Jamaican. So when Barbados now cuts off from the colonial, I haven't heard them cutting off themselves from the economic system. So if that's true, please, I need to understand, what does it mean that Barbados is more independent than a Jamaica or a Trinidad? Where does the money flow? What is their full economic dependency going to be now? Is it fully self-sufficient, and everything that they generate in their own country is everything that they trade, and they have their own internal banking system? I've never seen it explained, so I would love to know more about what that independence meant.
Okay, Dr. Chachi says independence means nothing in the grand scheme of things.
That's what I've experienced. Like with looking, yes.
Client Whisperer is saying they are now working on importing and exporting trade deals with other countries.
Yeah, so to me that's fine, but where does the money flow to? So I'll give you an example. We can say we're free here in Canada, but when we get paid, the money goes directly into a banking system that we don't own. So are we independent or are we dependent? Because the true control of our money is still outside of, I would say, our own nation state or our own communities. So Barbados is now going to be able to trade with other countries freely, but their economic system is still tied to something in Europe.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
That's incorrect, Ryan. Caribbean islands do not use a European currency and all have their own central banks. And Black folks were not only dropped off in the Caribbean, there is US and Brazil.
All right. So when Ray comes on, I didn't say that Caribbeans don't have their own currency. I didn't say they use European currency. I said they're tied into the European banking system. So if they have their own central banks, I am looking forward to learning about. I'm actually going to do some research on how their money flows, because I would love to learn more about that. Because I know they don't use European currency, but a lot of their big loans come from IMF, and IMF is not central to CARICOM. So that's where I'd love to see their dependency, their currency dependency.
I cannot wait for you and Ray to come on. It's going to be good. Okay. Hayden says, colonization create the global economy that determines rich, poor, and nations.
100%.
So definitely the royal family, the land barons.
Oh yeah, give the wealth back. That's all I have to say. Hey, a death is always sad, but her death is bigger than just a human being. Like, she represents an entire system. So I'm very interesting to see the ripple effect of it.
It's interesting. Client Whisperer says that every country is dependent somewhat on the world exchange and banking systems. The U.S. is dependent on the Chinese big time,
Oh
big
yes.
time, big time. I would love to see one day China say, "Okay, U.S., we want all the money you're in debt to us."
Right. I think one of those news outlets did a study on that where they looked at if it must have been China or one of the maybe Saudi Arabia if they called their loans and it was in the trillions of dollars that the US wouldn't be able to pay if any of their big backers said that they need all their money back paid back right away. Like the
Okay, so look
loans
at
is so
this.
crazy.
Okay, I'm just reading here. How much is the U.S. debt does China own? U.S. owns the U.S. United States owns China approximately $980 billion as of May 2022.
Wow. That's intense.
$980 billion
That is
as of May
intense.
2022.
Oh man.
So that'd be interesting, you know. Call. So let's. All right. Ryan, go. Dr. Tachi is another man. The Ryan Knight fan club. You only have to come on for half an hour. He gets
Listen,
booked into this
I
fan
need to
club.
do my research and back up what I'm saying, but I appreciate that, Dr. Tachi.
So Ray is saying global banking is interconnected. No way around that. We should study how Cuba survived and became self-sufficient, surviving the longest trade and financial embargo in history. And Client Whisper
That
says,
is so true.
I agree with Ray.
Okay.
See, this is why we have people like wonderful individuals. Sorry, not people, wonderful individuals like Ray McMillan that's going to be coming on once a month. They got the receipts, they got the knowledge. We got the Ray McMillans, we got the Wayne Harrises, we got the
Janice.
Janice Bartley, and also why am I forgetting her name? Talking about mental health.
Oh, Leslie?
Leslie coming
Okay,
on. So we
yes.
got 4 serious people coming on every month that are going to be talking about areas that are important to people that look like us every month. So not only you see they even jump on when they're not live to add value, positive value, which
So
is a
true.
great thing. So that is so the long live the queen. So just I was going to
You
say
can't even
something.
say that anymore. What are you talking
What?
about? Long live the queen. That
Well,
that sentence is, I think, done.
okay, now see, I had a feeling this would come up.
Uh,
Hayden says Cuba didn't survive on its own. Russia fully supported their economic growth. Whoa, we got some good conversation
it's
there.
like
You know what
I
you know
wouldn't doubt it.
you know what we'd love would be a great idea. Get some of our family to come on live with us one day.
I think that must be done. I love that idea.
So
Once a month, we
okay,
should do an open call like that,
yes,
right?
once a month. We'll yeah. What does everyone think about that idea? Once a month, we just call it the family gathering.
Yeah, I love it.
They
No, I
call it
think that'd be so good.
the family round table.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The family round table. Client Whisper says, "Long live King Charles III." I think.
I heard
Yeah,
he's changing his name to King George. Well, I was like, why? Like that
you pay much more attention to this stuff than I do.
you can't
I
it you can't get away from. I mean, I turned on the radio for 10 seconds and they're doing a like all day about the Queen. You turn on and you know what? Actually, I will give a shout out to FIVA TV. I turned on that station, no coverage of the Queen, so that I was able to get away and just listen to something other than morning.
so Serena says she was the queen for 52 years, right? I couldn't imagine having the same person in office here in the United States for 52 years, especially that last guy who lived in the White House. Oh gosh. Okay.
Yes.
All right. But yeah, I only brought up as a conversation piece to get a black lens. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
We need a 24-hour-a-day Black Talk channel.
Agreed.
Now,
Black Pulse 24.
Now I know that Byron Allen bought the Black News Network, but I don't know if it's still. I don't know if it's back broadcasting or not. I don't think it is.
Good
But
question.
he owns that. He owns that property. What he's going to be doing with that, I don't know. But here we go. Ray saying agreed Hayton, but they weren't migrating to the USSR. The brainpower stayed and built the island.
Right.
Those who swam to Miami didn't do as well as they thought they would.
Okay. And learning that history of them building the island would be that'd be pretty cool.
Interesting. Another member of the fan club, Ryan fan club, Client Whisper XL. Yes, Ryan. Yes.
Was that when I said long live the queen is a done sentence?
I think so. I think so. Yes, I think so. But yeah. So I'm sure. And how many different places are you going to get a Black Canadian lens about the Queen's death? Probably one of the few places is here, and we have such robust conversations about it. So everyone has their opinion. We respect it. We don't chop it up. We're not shock television, shot broadcasting. Sorry very much. Anything else, Ryan, you want to catch on today?
No. And again, sorry to everyone for me popping in late, but love the conversation. Looking forward to the conversation about the migrant workers. Hopefully we can reignite this conversation when Ray comes on to learn more about how the Caribbean could be the headquarters for the Black Revolution. But yeah, man, I enjoy all of our conversations and looking forward to the next ones.
Yes, so everyone just, program alerts. So for the next little while, Ryan will be on about halfway through the first hour. And on Fridays, halfway through the first on Fridays. Hayden, more comments going. Yes, because Russia sent the money to Cuba, England, and England, and the U.S. took the money wealth out of the Caribbean. Interesting. And Kleinwood says, no, that is when Ryan said Black Pulse 24.
Yes.
There you go.
Make it happen.
All right. And so some program alerts. You heard about Ryan on Fridays. Has to walk his kids to school. That's more important than what we're doing right now.
Yes.
So you got to let him do that. So Monday, again, just a reminder, Janice Marie from Foodpreneur Lab will be back for the monthly segment Beyond Jerk, Reclaiming the Food for the Diaspora. And they'll be talking about reclaiming the farm table, how the term excludes Black farmers and the current farm conditions for migrant workers. And Janice has very good frontline knowledge of this. She did spend some time living in the Niagara region.
Okay, yes.
So a lot of farms are down there. So she has frontline experience with that situation. Client Wisher, you give me program ideas. Why don't you do a 24-hour of Dr. Vi bring on this every couple? Well, first of all, I need to get some sleep.
Right, but remember we were gonna do that for New Year's. A New Year's Eve. But we switched it to a shorter version.
You know what? It is a good idea. It could be done, but not. I would do it, but not live. A lot of it. A number.
You can pop out and go take a nap and. We have just keep it going. We should, what we should do? We should invite some of the other podcasters and we do it kind of like a marathon relay where a couple hosts go for an hour.
Yeah, that could be done.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We'll certainly discuss offline. I think maybe for a new year and end of year idea.
Yeah.
Like for end of year idea. What you mentioned, Client Whisperer, I wouldn't do it. I'll just say I wouldn't do it live, but what I would do is have other broadcasters have their spots, and I'm one of those spots.
Gotcha. Yes.
Right.
Testing Black Pulse 24.
Yes, different host. Clubhouse does it. Yes, good old. I'm only on Clubhouse once a week, and that's because I'm invited to come to a conversation. I'm building my own content, not no one else's content.
Yes.
But Clubhouse. And that's another interesting thing, the whole state of social audio. That's a whole other another conversation with the Clubhouse and the Twitter spaces that are out there. Actually, you know what? If she's still watching, Dr. Tachi, we need to get you on a morning vibe.
Nice.
And Serena Will says, I like that idea, Ryan. Have other podcasters record some and do some live, not to burn yourselves out. LOL. That's
okay.
I'll just keep quiet. I'll just keep
Been
quiet.
put into the universe. It is materializing.
Yes. Right, but definitely, I think for an end of year idea, I could work. I think that would be a very good idea. I'm gonna take that idea and marinate on it. Love it. So, what's going on for this weekend?
This weekend, we got Chuck E. Cheese birthday later today. I'm going to be in Edmonton for the Africa Center Business Gala. So, I'm curious. It's interesting, as I was telling somebody else about the gala, we started mapping out. There's 4 galas in the Black community that are coming up. There's the Africa Center, the Africa Development Center, Afro Global Television is doing theirs. The Black North Initiative is doing theirs. We love our galas, man. I don't know what it is. So because, and again, the Africa Center is part of the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So I felt, let me go and support. They did come to our conference. So I'm very curious to see what comes out of this gala that are some action items. But I'll report from there and I'll let you know how it goes. But
why are you laughing at me?
I want to see who's the next. Well, again, then you have the Harry Jerome's happening. Who else is going to be doing a gala? I'm so curious. That's 5 galas in the next year.
One of my closest associates is reading my alleged mind. Symbolism and repetition.
And somebody's got to break the mold. Somebody will break the trend.
But what's the purpose of the galas? To celebrate our success? I don't mind that. Why don't we take that money and build up those people who need?
Yes.
But hey,
you take that money.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. So when
I love it. Isn't that how we build community?
I don't know that word. Don't swear at me. Don't swear. So Dr. Tachi says there are way too many galas. I'm boycotting them at this point. I hear more, Dr. Tachi. I hear more and more people saying that now.
Yes, 100. I don't fault them at all. I don't.
This is interesting. I'm tired of dried stuffed chicken served with 3 small red potatoes and 3 spears of asparagus. Nonsense, Dr. Tachi. We need to get you on a morning vibe.
Yeah,
Dr. Tachi, when are you gonna come on a morning vibe? Because first of all, she is incredibly smart, incredibly passionate, and there's not too many people who know media. I'm gonna say, period, like especially processes of media, like Dr. Tachi. She's one of my go-to people when it comes to media. So, Dr. Tachi, I'm putting out that request already. Oh, and there she goes. Anytime, just tell me when. Okay, I'm gonna be reaching out to you today. Excellent. And of course, DJ Renard says, how do these galas help Black people to move forward economically?
As a field reporter for ACB.
Oh, listen to him now. Listen to him.
And the morning vibe.
Excuse me. As a field.
Hey, self-proclaimed field reporter.
He's a field reporter.
So I'm gonna take that question, DJ Renard, and bring it to this gala, and I'm gonna stand out front and ask the people going in, how do you feel that this gala will help the Black community move forward economically? And I hope I remember to do this, because I would love to see these responses, and I'll report back.
Dr. Tachi's already laughing about that question. And she does, and
it's
she
a
doesn't
fair
even live in
question.
she doesn't even live in Canada,
Listen,
and she's laughing.
it's a fair question.
No, not a field reporter. Okay, and okay, so we're in bonus time here now. We're doing some fun now. So where's the gala being held?
Yo, that's a good question.
And then he gives DJ Renard gives a better question.
uh
Is the venue black owned?
that I felt he was going in that direction. Hold on, I want to check this.
Well,
My...
if you want a true field reporter, black field reporter, Dr. Tachi is a true field reporter. She has been doing that for years.
Oh, nice.
She's been doing that for years because I don't know if she still does it, but she used to go do field reporting from NAB, National Association of Broadcaster conferences in the US. And I think one year she actually virtually had me as part of a panel, which was very humbled about that. But yes, Dr. Tachi, we're going to get you on as probably Monday, not next Friday, definitely the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to take a look at in the calendar. I'm thinking tentatively the 20th of this month. I'll just take a look at the show calendar today and we will get you in. That will be massive.
Oh, here we go. Tickets for the Africa Day Gala. It is being held at the Edmonton Expo Center.
That's not black owned.
That's as far as from black owned as possible.
Okay, and what about Afro Global? I know that probably isn't being held at a black venue.
You know, I couldn't even afford tickets to that one.
What?
Listen, man, I'm like, I spent all my money on the Black North initiative.
Oh, you're going there. You're going there.
10 grand.
You're going there.
Listen.
Tell the people.
$10,000.
No, give the background. I know you're big time field reporter now.
Hey, the Black North Initiative is having their gala in January. They sent out the invitations, so I gotta go and be a field reporter and ask that same question. Like, how is this gala gonna help move the Black community economically forward economically? So if you find out on the gala that's happening,
how much is it for the Black North Initiative? How much?
Well, $13,000 for VIP table and $10,000 for a regular table. So clearly, they may not have made enough at the. Anyway, yes.
And is it being held at a black venue?
Ooh, let me look at this. Let me see.
And as you look at that, Client Whisper XL says, how many black-owned venues do you know? There isn't many. That's the issue. There should be a lot by now. They also say the chance of our money leaving our community for gala, talking about how to keep our money in our community is 100%.
Yes. So
the chance of our money leaving our community for a gala, talking about how to keep our money in our community is 100%. Mm-hmm. So where's the Black North Initiative being held?
At the Weston Harbor Hotel. Is that one black owned?
Not black owned.
So 2 galas, and even the Harry Jerome Awards was at the Enercare Center. So 3 out of 5 are not being held in black locations. So the Afro Global one, that must be. Come on.
No. The last time was at an Afro Global event. Was at the North York Civic Center.
North York Civic Center.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Oh man, why can't I find this one?
So this is family. Thanks for sticking in regards to the bonus time here.
I can't find the Afro Global one. Yeah, I'll report back on that.
Hold on, who's this? Leah M. Spicer. Hold on, I'm just checking something. Yes, I agree. Okay, so Serena says, Soror Tachi can do a special edition of Mediascope or Be More during the New Year's Marathon. I'm just saying. She also says, good luck at Chuck E. Cheese, Ryan. That place has no clocks.
Oh, yes.
That's an observation I've made. She also says, The food is pretty bad at galas. Dr. Vibe, please get Leah M. Spicer on the Morning Vibe show. Just her lens living in. Yes, I'm not. Leah? Is that the Leah I know? You and I know, and Serena, is that the same Leah? Who, if it is this is a lady whose family lives? She works for the American government, and they live in a different country for a year, and then come back to the U.S. She's a diplomat, and she's lived in different countries. The first time I had her on the Dr. Vibe show, she was in, I believe, Peru.
Gotcha.
Like, just Serena goes, I'm channeling Dr. Tachi when she says rubbish, $10,000 for dry chicken.
Hey, allegedly, we haven't. This is their first gala, so we'll see how dry the chicken is.
Oh my gosh!
For Western Harbor.
Client Whisper says Western Harbor Car is a client of mine and is definitely not Black owned.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, and DJ Renard says at least the North York Civic Center is government owned. True.
Okay.
True. Yes. True. But
we'll give that to Africa Center. The Edmonton Expo Center might be government owned. Is that maybe, a blind?
Maybe. So when is the Edmonton event?
Saturday evening. Things like 6 to something.
Which Saturday?
Tomorrow.
So you're traveling today?
Yeah, well, tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm in and then I'm out, man. I get homesick quick. So I'm just like, let me go show my face.
So are you gonna be on our show on Monday?
Oh yeah, I'll be back Sunday.
Okay, all right. So then you can give us a report. You can give your field report.
You're sending the field reporter. Hey, I just need I'm sending
the field reporter. We got no darn budget. That's hilarious.
Hey, I had to use my Air Miles points to get a trip out there. My RBC points.
Oh my gosh. Dr. Tachi says she's laughing. I love Serena. We love Serena too. We love Dr. Tachi. We love y'all. So we've been rambling a bit, but I think our rambling has had a purpose because you drove that, all of you, the family drove that conversation of Black ownership. But we are going to call it for now. We want everyone to have, if you're watching live or somewhat live or replay close, an outstanding weekend. Again, we'll be back on Monday. Ryan is going to do field reporting.
Yes.
And that's another thing. Hey, if anyone would like to sponsor, we would love to have you sponsor the show. We are blessed that we have Ray's organization, the McMillan Group, sponsor us on Mondays. We are looking for a Friday sponsor. We would love to have a Friday sponsor. So just putting it out there, if you know any businesses that align with Black philosophy, Black-owned philosophy, we would love to have a conversation with them. So Ryan, enjoy your trip. Trip said, I'm sure we'll be texting each other.
Yes.
But I'm going to say to Ryan, did you pop the question?
Yes. All right.
Did you pop the question? I would love to hear what that, but man, yes. In and out. When do you leave? Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning?
Yeah, like early, like noon, like actual around noon. And
wow.
And it's interesting because you fly back in time. So
yes.
Like around 2 or 3. So yeah.
Wow, time warp.
Yeah.
And then you used to live closer to the airport.
Yeah, true. Oh man.
So this
how is early to get to the airport, man. I have to get like 3 hours early. It's a total
you do
nightmare over there.
Yeah. Well, make sure you have that app, eh?
I think that's for international. Last time I flew to Scotia, they didn't ask for that.
Okay. Cool. So everyone, you can watch replays of the Morning Vibe on the Dr. Vibe show on YouTube and Facebook, Afro-Caribbean Network, Facebook and YouTube, Ryan Oneil Knight on YouTube. And wherever you're watching this, please subscribe. More subscribers mean more better for everybody. More better. So as always, to close off with this, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions and aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourself grace. Walk good, everyone. We'll see you on Monday, and let's see if Ryan will be able to handle the time zone shift on Monday morning. Be well.
Bye.